Hello everyone, and welcome back. I got the stove started out in the workshop this morning. I might get out there, I have a little project I want to do, but I have to go pick up something for Melissa. And 2 days ago it rained all day long. We got over an inch of rain, and now we got a little bit of a dusting here of snow this morning. I left a few minutes early because I'm guessing that the roads might be bad. I'm not really sure. Oh, maybe they had it really treated and it melted and everything yesterday, so it won't be too bad. I'm glad to see that the roads do look good. And like it got right to that freezing point last night and I was worried, but there's no reason to here. I am back, and it is in the afternoon now. What time is it? 2:19. Yesterday I smoked a pork roast, and we had that for lunch with some mashed potatoes that were growing out of the garden, and some corn. It was really good. And I went and picked that stuff up for Melissa. The roads weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be, which was nice. And now she wants like a little wood bin to hold wood next to that wood cook stove. And I kind of want to do a little project out here because sometimes you get sick of doing everything else. So I thought this afternoon I'll throw one together and see what it looks like. I was going to clean stuff off of this workbench, and I have this cord sitting here. This cord got damaged on the end of it, so I always keep ends when something happens, so I thought I'll fix this quick, and then this is done. All better. Well, I'm trying to figure this little crate box out, and the worst part is I could build these all day long the way I want to build them, the way I want them to look. But I know what Melissa is wanting. Basically, she would be super happy with one that was made like out of pallet. The pallet wood, it's thinner. So I could take some of this old grade stuff, because I'm trying to make it look old, and these old boards they're not really rotted, but they're close, perfect for something like this. The thing is, to get the slats thin, I'd have to run one side through the planer. As soon as I run one side through the planer, like the picture that she showed me of one was solid on this side, solid on this side, probably 2.5 inch slats going across. And then you just put your boards in there. She said she could run out, put some wood in there with her little box and bring it inside. the thing is, like, as soon as I run it through the planer, one side is white. It's brand new wood. You know, the gray doesn't stick all the way through. As soon as you cut it, it's light colored. So then, yeah, it looks gray on the outside, but you're looking at this crate and you're looking on the inside. I mean, I could flip it around. Still on this, it's not right. So I'm gonna make one of these anyway, but I think. But what she would like I have a cedar 2x12, 1x12 right there. So we got 11 1/4 tall. And the picture that she showed me was like a one solid board and then those slats. It would be perfect to have 3/4 on each side and then have the slats that you would take off from a pallet. The thing is, it's all new wood, and then stain it. So for me, when I do stuff, I like it, I find it challenging to make something with the old looking wood and keep the old wood looking old versus doing something with brand new wood like my dad likes to do. I mean, I can do it, I don't have a problem with it, this is more fun, it's more challenging to me. But using newer wood and then beating it up and making it look old, distressing it. So I may have to do that for her, I'm not sure. And usually when I do something, she won't like it at first, so trying to make something that I can use also. I like my idea of the sides, and then some slats. The problem is the slats will be 3/4 inches wide, and it'll make the box a little bit heavier looking, more bulky looking than what I think she's looking for, a little bit more dainty-ish. She said, I just want it to be like a crate, and the crates are always lighter. You know, they make them cheap, just enough to hold what you're going to get in it, and that's it, no more. There's my antique looking crate box. I mean, it didn't turn out bad, but it's a little bit heavy. That's the only problem. The only other thing, if you were using new wood, well, it would be really hard to get this. I mean, these boards, when I grabbed them, I don't remember where they were from. But I mean, basically they're dumpster boards, and look how nice this looks. But if it was new and I had to stain it to look like this, I wouldn't have got this. But I could have rounded the edges and distressed them some, you know, before staining and everything. But I mean, it looks good. It just is a little bit heavy. Like for her, she wanted a box that she can carry out there, put wood in it, and then bring it in. So like I said, I'll probably make a couple of these. This will go somewhere. I also then would have drilled a hole here and a hole here and then cut it out so that it just, like you're grabbing through this piece of wood. I don't know. I still might do that. I don't know that I like that part of it. I'm not sure. Suppose I better take a look at this. We bought this. That's what I was thinking it would be. We bought this a few weeks ago. It's for the fish house. And what is it called? The exact name of it, because it doesn't even say on it. It's very heavy. Doesn't even say what it's called on here. I better look it up. I mean, it's not, you know, anything we're affiliated with. We bought this, so. But if I'm going to talk about it, what would it be called? A step for a fish house. Ice Castle Fish House. See if you can see that. You see the one on the left, we got the galvanized one, which was a little more expensive than the black one. And it just goes right where you step into the door because everything gets so icy. And then if you see to the right, see it folds up like that, and then you put a lock on it so nobody can come out there when you're not there and pry your door open. So it serves two purposes, and we have plans on going fishing, and then sometimes I might pay for a month, 2-3 weeks, who knows. We go up there fishing, leave the fish house there. They check on it, you know, because they're plowing the roads and everything. You pay a fee for that. But still, you can't be there all the time. And something like this would keep the, I call them the honest crooks, out. I don't know that there's all that much trouble with breaking in to these fish houses in Minnesota, but a lot of people are putting these on and they really swear by that step because, like, you step out of the fish house and hit the ice and it's just like boom, you know, you can be gone. So these are nice, and you know, they got where your feet will grab on them. But I have to install it, and I'm sure I have to drill through the frame. Yeah, I do. 4 bolts. And that's a pretty thick frame, so I'll have to lift the house up. It's spray foamed underneath, so I'll have to kind of peel some of that away. And then put this on there. It's lucky it's going to warm up this week, so I wouldn't want to do this when it's 20 below. But we ordered it quite a while ago. We just got it, I don't know, within the last week or two, and I've been busy with other stuff when it's been warm out. And there we have it. I mean, the step is upside down right now, but look at how thick that is. They're not messing around with these things. You can really hear that wind picking up out there. It's supposed to be 15 to 25 tonight and gusting over. I'm going to head inside right now. That wind is really whipping tonight. Sometimes it shakes the hole. You can hear the house creak. Good morning, everybody. Still have some coals in there, but I don't know if it would be enough to start the stove. It's actually, what time is it? 10:34. Got down to 7 degrees last night. That wind was just whipping. It's still kind of windy out there, but nothing like it was last night. Come out here a couple hours ago and turned up the furnaces in here. Not sure how long I'm going to be out here today, but I kind of want to see how that's going to go putting that metal up. Since this metal is different from that metal, which you're not going to find 1940s metal anymore, I just want to kind of get a feel for it. This edge here is beat up. What they did, the people that, I don't know if they're the ones that owned it before we did, because the house was vacant for a couple of years. They had that old woodshed, that ugly, I don't know if you guys can remember from back in the beginning. When we bought this place, there was like a, now we're going to have to listen to that. Anyway, back when we bought the place, they had they used to have a boiler, which was gone. You know, when we bought the place, and when we put ours in, we all new lines, everything. You know, the one they had, the lines that went underground were not insulated or anything. Anyway, they had a woodshed that was just a real piece of crap, like some logs going up and wrapped in tarps. And then on the roof of it, and there had been a fire. I don't know if the boiler caught on fire or if sparks got into their little woodshed, but a lot of that stuff was burned. But the roof that they put on it was a metal roof, and all they did is come into the barn here. They didn't probably use this place, tore it off the ceiling on that part, and in here I had to put up some pieces. Actually, these pieces came off of that roof in there. We could save these, and these got put up. So that's why, but when they did it, they tore it, and it really roughed it up. So I'm going to try to take the metal, and because it doesn't end, like here's a ceiling joist, and here's a ceiling joist, and my metal ends in the middle. I'm going to try to run it over to here so I can screw it up into wood to try to help straighten that out a little bit. I'm going to run in and have lunch. Now I have to figure out where the lights go, because when I put this metal up, I don't want to just pop a random hole through the ceiling to hang the one light. It looks like it's going to be 91 inches from that wall this way. There'll be a line of 3 lights. 91 inches from this wall, there'll be 3 lights. And then I'll have 3 more lights. 2 that can go in here, and 1 that can go, I don't know if it'll go in there or put it in the hallway area. I'm not sure yet. I think we have 9 lights though. Maybe we only have 8 lights. I guess I have to look. I'm guessing I have 8 lights. I probably figured, because they figured it out, so probably 6 on this side, 2 in that part, and then I'm going to I'll put probably that light that's right there in the actual kiln room. I made it back out here, cut the next piece of metal, but now I have to see how big these Hyperlites are. If you guys remember, a couple of months ago probably, Hyperlite sent us these 8 lights for in here and a couple of different ones for in the chicken coop. And for me to figure out, I want 3, I have to see how long these are and kind of figure it out. So let's pull, I might pull 3 of these out of the box and just set them so I can just measure. Ooh, these are pretty nice. Looks like they just snap up into place. So they'll just snap onto this metal piece. It looks like I can run the electric right in the center if I want to. I guess we'll measure. Let's get 3 of these out, set them on the ground, see where they go, and then figure out what we're going to do with that electric. Let's see what it looks like inside. I tell you one thing, they're not going to fall apart with these clamps. Oh, I see. Well, this is the actual light right here. Oh, I can connect from here to go to the next one, but I think I'm just going to wire them on top. Looking at this closer, I guess all I need to do, I'll be able to figure out where the first one's going to go, and then I just drill. It's easier not to move anything. Just to drill one hole. They've got this piece here that can actually go on that metal ceiling, which has a little gasket in there, and this can just go through. And then set the other ones, and then just come on the side and drill through on each one. Yeah, I mean, I could switch it all around, but there's no reason for me to do that. I see this box came with directions in it. It's so simple though. There's just 2 little brackets it snaps into, and you've got like this much room to work with, so you don't have to be perfect. You can be anywhere close. You don't have to use the brackets, it could just go right against the ceiling. Read thoroughly before installation. We'll just pretend I did. Yeah, seems pretty simple. I'm just looking now to see which ones I have because my directions have two different. Okay, I've got the 60 watt 7800. It must be lumen. Well, I guess I don't know. It has both of them on here. 5000K 7800 lumen 60 watt. The only reason I'm looking is because it says you can have up to 700 watts like chained together. So I have to make sure that I can keep all of these on one switch or if I've got to do two. And the 7800 lumen, 60 watts. So I could have up to 10 and only be at 600. So I'm good. I've got 8. Yeah, I can run them all in. I'm not sure if that's how we'll do it in the end. All of them click on at once, or probably that's easier for me to wire it that way. But she did talk about wanting a 3-way switch and have a switch on both sides here, so we'll have to see. But for right now, I'll put this piece of metal up. That wire will work because it's kind of drooped over. That I need to get it out of there because it's on one of these pieces of wood, the trusses. I'm going to be 30 inches out from the wall to the light, which means I'm going to be 78.5 inches to where the wire goes through, and 91 inches from that wall. I think I'm going to put this partially up and then drill that hole. Then I don't have to, I mean later on I'm still going to have to go above and pull that wire up so you don't see it, but for right now I'm just gonna need some lighting here. A piece like this one here, it's not full width. I cut this when I was doing the roof on the guest house. So, you know, it would have had another lip on here, but this is really sharp where I cut it, so I gotta be careful. Because I'm too lazy to go get the gloves. Oh man, 8 of them in here. That's going to be really nice and bright, I think. That's going to be really nice. Took me a while to figure out that whole thing. I had to cut some of the styrofoam up and reach my hand over and get the wire and pop it down, but now I've got it up. And then I just, with the, you can't see it, but this cord here that they had on it, I just shoved it up there and tied a half a knot so it stops right there. And then when I do the other lights, I can just crawl up in there. I have that wire nutted and then wire nut and hook up and go to each one. The only thing I have to look at now, I'm going to put these clamps on here. And because I've got the ridges here in the metal, and I don't know if this sticks down far enough, it's going to be super close. Not quite. I got about, I mean, unless I moved it so it was on the ridge, but I'll have to just put a little spacer behind there. Looks like a piece of that 3/8 plywood will work fine for a little spacer, but as much as I want to mount that, I need to get more of the metal on the ceiling because I'm going to need to snap a line. I mean, I know it's sitting 91 inches from that wall over there, but I can't measure from that wall all the way down. I have to measure from this wall because that's the only straight shot. And then I'll have to measure all the way over, snap one line going across the whole ceiling. And then from there, I can measure 91 over to here. Anyway, this is the tough one right here, so I think I'll just leave the light hanging for now and put up some more of the metal. Well, Melissa's going to call in about 3 minutes on her ride home, so I'm going to run inside and grab my earpiece and then we'll come out. I only have one more piece of metal to go. If I get that one in though, I can put all 6 of the lights on this side. So bright I can barely see. I think when I do those lights, I'm going to do the front one right there and the one that goes back here on one switch and the ones in the middle on a second switch, because sometimes she might just want the middle two on, or I mean, those are really bright lights. I think that it's going to be so bright in here, which I would love. That's what I like. When I'm doing my work, I really like to be able to see everything, but Melissa's the type that, like I've said before, if I had my way, we'd have every light on in the house, and if she had her way, we'd have every light off in the house. So I'll give her an option to just have, you know, over there I'll keep both of them going, but over here I think I'm going to do it that way. But that's it for today out here. It's 8 minutes after 7. Tomorrow I'll be gone most the whole day tomorrow. So get out here back, maybe tomorrow night. I don't know, but I'll get back out here eventually. It is the next evening. Right now it's 5:37. I was gone the whole day. And I was down at Melissa's work, and sometimes she'll get pallets of stuff in, and this one was here. Instead of hauling it to the dumpster, decided to take it home and I'm going to pull it apart. I'm thinking that this wood could be used for something. She talks about doing the walls in the new little country kitchen in this kind of wood too, but you need to have a lot of it. I've taken these apart before though, and my experience is usually they don't come apart very good. It's easier to take a Sawzall and just buzz all the nails, and then take a punch and punch the nails out. Once in a while you'll get them that'll pop out, but normally they just want to crack the wood on a bunch of them. Or getting it out, you'll ruin the piece next to it. I think we'll just buzz those off. The only thing with that is then you get a saw mark on the other side too. This is what was salvaged out of one pallet. A lot of people might think, oh, what a waste of time, and it did take me 45 minutes to get this thing all cut up and the nails pulled out and everything. I'm just saving junk. I can hear that one coming up too. But if you think about it, if you're going to do a pallet wall, you've got to have pallets. So, and with something like that, you don't do much of anything to the outside of this. You just bang it on the wall. I would probably have to straighten some of them because, you know, it's not perfect lumber. But the thing is, this is just cheapy pine right here. But this, I believe, is oak. And what if I was going to be making like a, remember that jewelry box that I made? Something like that, if I wanted to make it out of oak, first of all, when you buy oak at the store, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch thick, and you don't want it that, you know, you're going to want it thin, a lot thinner than that when you're making something like a jewelry box or any kind of little project like that. So this doesn't look like much at all when we look at, see one that you could see some decent grain in. I don't know, I guess they're all about the same. I mean, it doesn't look like much when we look at it like this, but I'm going to run it through the planer and you'll see what I mean. I mean, this is just junk wood, but not if you were going to make a project out of it. Let's run it through the planer. Another couple minutes of work and I've got a nice looking piece of wood. I mean, it's got a couple of nail holes in it, but yeah, that's better like this than firewood. Just about almost exactly 7/16 thick. I even wanted a little bit thinner than that for some stuff, but it's a good width for a lot of projects. So with a little bit of work, we go from something that looks like this. I actually like this look better for doing projects because it looks older, but this looks like store-bought right here. Let's run this pine one through there. I mean, this board is in bad shape, but it won't be 7/16, so it'll be thinner because it's cupped. But let's run it through anyway and see what it looks like. Doing that oak, I would want to put, if I was doing a lot of it, I'd want to put new blades on here. And I have new blades hanging over up there for this and for my joiner over there. Looks a lot different. Once again, if I'm just putting it on the wall, I want to see this. I want all of this on there, and then just a coat of like some kind of sealer over it, but except for the nail holes, looks like one you're buying at the store. This one's a little thin over here, so I didn't go any farther. Yeah, surprising what you can get out of a pallet. Well, it's been an extremely long day. I'm going to go in. That guy was supposed to deliver the first 3 cords of the 12 cord to cut up wood today, but then he got a hold of me and said he's coming this way tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow evening we'll get another load of wood, a small load, and then I got a hold of the other guy that has the red oak, and he's going to come the end of next week. 12 cord to red oak, so then I'll have, well, if the other guy does all of the loads of cut up stuff, I'll have 36 cord here, so enough to get me through this year, and with the stuff in the shed also, probably all of next year. Good morning, everybody. I have to be home by 3:30 this afternoon because apparently they're going to drop off that wood, some of it this afternoon. Well, I made it home before dark today. I gotta leave and go early in the morning tomorrow again. But I wanted to try the new chainsaw out for a couple of minutes. I haven't had a chance to really do it. So I thought we'd run out there. That guy is still, last night he got to me and said, maybe I even said this, that he said, oh, he's going to be coming out here tomorrow. And I messaged him a little while ago when I got home, and I have not heard anything from him. So I don't know if he's delivering wood tonight or not. Hopefully he is, but still nothing. We have some pretty gusty east-southeast winds, so I'm going to kind of put the camera back here behind the woodshed so it doesn't blow over. I'm not going to cut for very long, I just want to see how the saw works. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this thing it feels like it has all the power that MS360 had. That makes pretty quick work of the wood. That cuts it really nice. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's nice to have a saw. Like, I've had that little one work pretty good until it didn't. But it's been a long time since I had a bigger saw that idled nice and just worked flawlessly, and this one definitely did. Yeah, it's about the same weight as my 360, so I can use this one. I really want to cover some ground cutting wood. And in some of that little rounds, if I want to just take it easy and go out there with the little 250 for a while, I can. And between the two of them, I ought to be able to get a lot of firewood cut. I might come out here and play around later. Melissa will be coming home from work pretty soon. I would have swore I come out here to turn up the heat when I got home. Walked in here and it's warm in here. And it was like, what? And I looked at this one, it's like, oh, I forgot to turn this one down. It was still set on furnace on at 60, shuts off at 65. So then I went in the back part, same thing. Just like I said it yesterday, and I in my mind, I can still remember turning it down last night, but obviously I never did. That's a good way. You burn a lot more wood overnight, you know, if you have that heat on and you don't need to have it on. It wasn't bad. I threw 5 pieces in this morning, not a big deal, but it wouldn't have burned much at all if I would have just remembered to turn that down. I made it back out here, and now I'm just checking my math to see, just to make sure that I get these lights in the right place. So now, the guy with the wood, who we've been waiting for 4 months, you guys know the whole story, said he'd be here today, then like at 3 when I got back, then I messaged him, said I'm home, said I'll be there at 7. So I just messaged him when I come out here and I said, hey, message me. Don't try to call me because I'm all in the workshop building. I got great internet, so the messenger works, but you won't be able to get through on a phone call. And about 10 or 15 minutes goes by and he messages me and he says, can I do it tomorrow? I've got the whole day off tomorrow and I want to do it in the daylight. Why didn't you tell me that at 3 o'clock? You know what I mean? There's a part of me that wants to, except for that he's already cut this wood. It's probably a length he doesn't usually cut because he does firewood. And you know, so I would feel bad doing that because he already has it loaded on a trailer or whatever he's bringing it out here on, supposedly. I have half of mine to tell him to screw you. I mean, I just ordered that 12 cord and got it. Called the guy back. I got 12 more cord coming at the end of, you know, right after Christmas that week. I could easily just call him up and get another 12 cord delivered and cut it up myself with my new chainsaw. I don't know why I care that it would possibly hurt him if he didn't get that brought over here. I have to say though, I do like the build quality of these lights. And they're easy to install. I mean, the way I'm installing them is one where they have all kinds of different hookups in that bag for just about any situation. Got some real long screws so you can put bigger blocks if you wanted to. They have little thingies where it can go into like sheetrock and everything. I might not be impressed with the wood guy, but I'm impressed with the lights. They look straight enough for me. Okay, where did this go? 91 inches. Well, it's 7:15. I'm going to call it a night. I'm so frustrated over the wood thing now that I am going to turn this down today, and if it's back up tomorrow, I'm going to freak out. Let's see, run at 45, stop at 50. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to end this one now. I was going to wait until that wood showed up, but that might not ever happen. I don't know. We got the holidays coming up, so I'll do another one over that. Probably start it when the wood does show up, if it does. And I'm just going to continue on and working back there. I mean, I'll cut some wood. We still have some nice weather coming up. Some cool stuff coming up now. I think over New Year's, if everything works out right. You can't get the big ice, the fish house on the ice yet, but I did get a hold of a place on Upper Red Lake, and they let you camp there on shore. You know, bring your generator, run your thing, and then you can bring your four-wheeler and your sled and the portable, and there's tons of people out there fishing, catching fish. So we'll be able, it'll be a fun time, even though we can't take the big house out on the ice. We'll be able to, which is going to be really nice, because then you can fish when you're sleeping, you know, your rattle reels and everything. But it'll get us out, and over New Year's when we want to do it, and a lot of people do that over New Year's. It's just a big deal. So I'm excited for that, because I've never been a part of it. And I just contacted them. They contacted me back today and said that don't even need a reservation. Put you in the back lot, bring your generator, ATVs, UTVs, and snowmobiles are good to go. And so hopefully that'll work out if, you know, our schedules can get everything right, and we'll get out there and do some fishing. I'm so frustrated about that wood, I can't even think straight. I need to go fishing. I will see you guys on the next video.